We talked about pattern adaptation, and I'm going to insert future Krissie. Lots of you have talked about the pattern. Please have a look online, do some research on the pattern. Then you'll have a little bit of knowledge about Tilly and the buttons and her patterns. Pattern cutting, we use a few different types of tools and equipment. So we're going to start with the pens and pencils that I like to use. So first of all, I like to use a mechanical pen. I find it gives me a really accurate line, and the actual nib of the mechanical pen is very small. So like I said, the line's really accurate. I always keep a HB pencil. I like to have a gel pen. I also like to have two different coloured highlighter pens, just in case I change my mind when I'm drafting lines. It means that I can highlight the one that I'm using, which is generally green, and if it's a red line, I can highlight that one to tell me that that's the old line, the green is the new line, the yellow might be the line that I'm still working on, and I haven't decided if I like it. Rulers. I like a grid ruler, and the reason I love a grid ruler is because each of the squares represents 1/2 centimetre. This is one of my favourite grid rulers. So each square represents 1/2 centimetre, 2 squares being 1 centimetre, so it's really nice and easy to measure. So if I draw a line, for me to measure 1 centimetre, I'll position my ruler on the line and move it up the appropriate amount of grids. So it's 2 grids in this instance. Draw my line, I've got a nice 1 centimetre mark. Set square. Set squares are really handy for me to... This particular one's great because I've got my centre point, which is 0, and then it helps me to be able to measure out 20 centimetres on each side. The other reason that I like the set square, obviously it gives me a nice right angle. It also, this particular one, which I got from Amazon, it has each of the 1 centimetre increments marked out for me, so that really helps. It's also got the 2.5 millimetre increments marked out as well, which is really helpful. The reason that we like a curved ruler is because we can use the curved ruler to follow around the shape of the pattern when we are drawing lines, so it comes in really handy. Here's another pattern cutting ruler. It's called a teardrop, obviously because it's shaped like a teardrop. It also has a 1 centimetre line marked out. I'm just going to add a sheet of paper so you can see how we use this one. So it's got the line, so it's got the curved line on the outside. It's also got lines on the inside. Each of those lines on the inside measure 1 centimetre, so that's my 1 centimetre seam allowance there, drawn out nice and easy for me. Pattern cutting ruler. It's got the curved shape. I generally use this one for trousers. It's got the nice curved shape. Also, I'm just going to draw another line. I can use this to help me make my seam allowance or to measure. So it measures for up to 40 centimetres. It's also got the grids, which I like the grids. It makes it easy and quick for me to measure. So each grid represents 1/2 centimetre. That's my 1 centimetre line. Nice and easy and accurate for when you are pattern cutting. Okay, to make it nice and easy to see, I've drawn around mine with a marker pen, but you do yours on using a pencil because the line's finer. We've got to make the skirt 3 centimetres longer. How do we do that? We turn the skirt on its one side, from the hip line, we're going to measure 3 centimetres down and we're going to draw a line. So that's our first line. The next thing that we need to do is we need a guideline so that we know when we make it longer, we need to be able to line up these pattern pieces. So turn the skirt towards you, the centre of the dart, extend that line to the bottom of the page. Yeah. We're going to cut across guideline number 1 to separate the 2 pieces. So we've got 2 pieces, the upper skirt and the lower skirt piece. For ease, I'm going to use a yellow sheet of paper and I'm going to put that underneath the upper skirt section and we're going to tape it down. We've secured it down. I just want to remind myself where the line is that I originally cut across. So that's the original line there. The second thing I'm going to do, I'm going to extend this dart line right through the yellow paper because this is my guideline to be able to place the lower section back on top of my yellow sheet. The next thing I'm going to do is, if we talked about we're going to make the skirt longer, we're going to make it 3 centimetres longer. And that's only for this pattern. For your pattern, obviously things will be different. But today is just about understanding the concept. So this is the skirt extension. Can't spell today. So this is the skirt extension portion here. Now we need to put the lower piece back on. And we use our guidelines to help us so that we know we're getting the position of the lower piece in the right place, and tape this down. So we know we've made it 3 centimetres longer. We now need to close up the side seam and close up this centre front line. Close the side seam. Cut the excess off, those 2 portions there. And that's our skirts 3 centimetres longer. So what you do to the front, you also do to the back. Now let's make it 3 centimetres shorter. Right, let's make this skirt shorter now. We're going to measure 3 centimetres down from the hip line. Oops, I know what I've forgotten to do. I need to write in what this pattern piece is. Let's do that. Three centimetres down from the hip line, draw a line across. Cut across the line that you've just made. And then it's going to go up. And you can already see what's happening. The skirt is shorter. If it goes down, the skirt is longer. If it goes up, the skirt is shorter. There we have it. The skirt is now shorter. You do on the front, you do the same on the back.